بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. So inshallah now we're moving on to شروط القياس. In the previous lesson we discussed the basic definition of qiyas. Now we're moving on to the conditions of qiyas. So شروط صحة القياس. So the topic of discussion is the shurut, the conditions which make the qiyas sahih. So وَلِلصِّحَّةِ الْقِيَاسِ خَمْسَةُ شُرُوطٍ. There are 5 conditions for a qiyas to be sahih. What are there? 5 conditions for the qiyas to be sahih. Now, I explained this last time. Let's go over it again. In a qiyas, we have 4 words that are commonly used. Well, 4 things. Number 1 is al-asal. Asal means the root. And in qiyas, it also refers to as maqis alay, that upon which qiyas is made. This is the original ruling which we know exists. Okay? Then we have a fara'. Fara' in linguistically means a branch, the offspring, the offshoot. And it's called the maqis. The mas'ala we are discussing, which we are trying to find a ruling for. Now, the way qiyas works, we say, well, there must be a reason for the original ruling. For the original mas'ala, there must be an illah, a wasfun munasib, a reason, the cause why this asal has this particular ruling. And we say, well, they both share the same illah, so therefore the hukam from the asal, the ruling of the asal, will transfer to the fara'. So you have an asal, we know the asal, we know the hukam of the asal. We look for the illah and the wasfun munasib, and then we transfer that over to the fara', and we say it also agrees in the fara'. If the illah is the same, then the hukam has to be the same. And these are the words that we're going to be using throughout this lesson. Okay, now based on this example, a nawm. We said nawm, we have sakar. That they both have one thing in common. What do these both have in common? Istirkha'ul mafasil. When istirkha means to become loose. So when you're sleeping, what happens to your mafasil? Mafasil means your joints, your muscles. When you're sleeping, what happens? You're sleeping, lean against something. What happens? Your muscles become loose. So because your muscles become loose, what happens now? Your muscles become loose. What happens as a result? You don't have control of your body. There's a possibility you may pass wind. So therefore the hadith, and when you become drunk, what happens when you become drunk? You're unconscious, you're semi-conscious, you fall asleep, you don't know what you're doing, you lose control over your body. Because of this, what happens now? In both of these have istirkha'ul mafasil. In both of these scenarios, your joints, your muscles, your connection, your control over your body becomes loose. So therefore you do not have control, you do not know whether you have passed wind or not. So therefore we say they have a same illah. So therefore the ruling of nawm, of sleep, is what? When you fall asleep, what happens? Your wudu breaks. So therefore when you become drunk, what will happen as well? Your wudu will break. Because in both of them, you have istirkha'ul mafasil, you have your joints become weak. Not become weak, your control over your muscles become weak, and we do not know whether you pass wind or not. So therefore now, nawm breaks wudu, so therefore intoxication will also break wudu. It's an example of a very simple qiyas. Now, within a qiyas there, but was that correct or not? So there are 5 conditions we say the Ahnaf have put down regarding qiyas. If these 5 conditions are found, and only if these 5 conditions are found, will qiyas be correct. What is that? Awwal, لا يكون القياس في مقابلة النص. The qiyas should not be in opposition to a nas. Meaning, the maqis, the fara', the thing that we're trying to find a ruling for, should not already have a ruling. If there's already a ruling, what's the need for qiyas? Okay? Look at this. Look, what's the qiyas? Qazful muhsanat. If somebody accuses what? A pure woman, a woman who has not committed zina, of zina. Because of this, what can happen? He can be whipped, he can be punished, he can go to jail. All of these things can happen. This is wuzu break. If you say to somebody, ya zani, ya zani, it's a big sin, without proof, without evidence. But is it good? There's a wuzu break? No. And we have qahqaha, laughing. If you laugh, is it a sin? Is it had upon you? Is there any punishment? Do you go to jail? Nothing. So now, he says here that this is an ithm. So they're not both ithm, but we're saying here, this has a higher quality of being a sin. That is not even a sin. Look at the ithmiyah. Like, if this is a sin, such a grave, severe thing, how can laughing... So the hukam of qadhful muhsanat is that it does not break wudu. So if laughing is such a low, so low compared to this, why are you saying that laughing in salah breaks wudu? You get the qiyas against us, the argument against us. It's a qiyas. Then look at sin. A sin in here. This is a sin. This is even less than a sin. So it's, in being a sin, it's even so low. It's not a sin. You get it? So in being a sin, we have one thing which is higher level. That does not break wudu. So therefore, laughing in salah should not break wudu. You understand that? The qiyas. Is this qiyas sahih according to us? We say no. Why is qiyas not sahih? We say qaq has a nas. The muhaddithun, they say the hadith not sahih. But we say, according to Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi, when he received this khabar, the sources he got it from was authentic. It was enough for him to have itminan in this hadith. That what happened? Coming up here. So look, كقوله, somebody, the mu'allil or the khasam, a person who's debating with us can say, look, qazful muhsanati fi salah. If you, during salah, you say, ya zaniya, ya fulan, anti zanayti, anta zanayta. If you say in salah, la yantaqidu bihi al-wudu, wudu will not break. فكيف ينتقض بالقهقهة وهو دونه في الإثم. So how can qahqaha and laughing in salah break your wudu? Something so significant, so harsh, so high level doesn't break wudu. How can this break wudu? We say هذا قياس في مقابلة النص. There is a nas. It reached Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi and his companions and the people of Kufa. It reached him that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam in his lifetime, the Prophet was performing salah. Somebody tripped up and he laughed and he fell. Some companions laughed. The Prophet said, whoever laughs, go and perform wudu again. It's a nas. The Ahnaf don't just do qiyas over nas. But the nas is sahih according to him. It reached him in a way which they're 100% sure this is what was said, this is what is meant. We say we'll do this over thing. So therefore the maqis, the fara' has a nas. Because the fara' has a nas, we do not do what? We do not use qiyas. We only use qiyas when there's no ruling for the fara'. Understood? Everybody following? That's the first condition. The second condition, لا يتغير به حكم من أحكام النص. That if you do qiyas, if as a result of your qiyas, one of the primary rulings, the mic's on, yes, Muhammad? Mic's on, yeah? One of the primary rulings of the original does not change. So your qiyas cannot lead to a change in the nas. For example, look, tayammum, that's asal. Okay? And then we comparing it with what? Wudu. And both of these are tahara. They both share the quality of being an ala, a sabab of tahara. So tayammum is for tahara. Wudu is for tahara. What's the ruling of tayammum? You must have what? Niyyah. Correct? So now, the case is qiyas against us. Now look, tayammum, you have to have niyyah. Wudu, is it same as tayammum? We say yes. There's an argument against us. That what wudu is a tahara. Tayammum is also tahara. So the same way there's niyyah is a condition for tayammum, niyyah should also be a condition for what? Wudu. We say, this is what? If you take this, what will happen? You will end up changing the nas. What's the nas? What do we say? The rule of before. Al-mutlaqu yajri ala itlaqihi. If you have a mutlaq word, that mutlaq will remain mutlaq, it will not change. You following? That mutlaq will do what? It will remain mutlaq, it will not change. For example, Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu إذا قمتم للصلاة فاغسلوا. So فاغسلوا means if'alu al-ghusla. And al-ghusla is that muqayyad mutlaq? It's mutlaq. Is it if'alu al-ghusla muqtarinan biniyatin? If'alu al-ghusla nawiyan? Is it any of those conditions? No. So if we put a condition, then we would have said if'alu al-ghusla, you're adding on nawiyan, at-taharata. We're now making this mutlaq muqayyad. So by taking the qiyas, what's going to happen? We are going to change the mutlaq of the Quranic verse into a muqayyad. So this qiyas will lead to changing of the nas. So therefore we will not accept this qiyas. Everybody following? كقوله, I was explaining here, النية شرط في الوضوء. Off your mic. النية شرط في الوضوء كما في التيمم. So niyyah is a condition in wudu, kama fi tayammum, just as in tayammum. Okay? We will say قلنا هذا يوجب تغيير حكم آية الوضوء. This will lead to changing the ruling of the ayat al-wudu from mutlaq to muqayyad. So therefore we will not take this qiyas. The third condition, لا يكون حكم الأصل مما لا يعقل معناه. So look, if from the asl, what are we trying to take out? An illah. What are we trying to take out? An illah. There's certain ahkam of the sharia which are ta'abbud. What are they called? Ta'abbud, غير معقول. It's beyond our understanding why this particular ibadah or this particular action is such. Like, why fast in Ramadan, not in Shawwal? Like, why has Allah chosen Ramadan? It's beyond our comprehension. Why is it when we pass water, we have to wash our hands? Like, our hands never got dirty, our face never got dirty, our feet never got dirty, our hair doesn't get dirty. Why these four parts? This is khilafun al-qiyas. The certain ahkam that we say ta'abbud, it is Allah's decree, it's beyond our comprehension. And there's certain ahkam which we're able to take out the nas, an illah, a reasoning, a logic, a rationale. But if the asl is ghayr ma'qul, it's beyond, it's a sir, it's like uncomprehendable to us, what would we say? We would say that what? That this is now, you can't do qiyas on this. We can't forget the illah properly. Because the asl is something beyond our comprehension. For example, look. We have nabidul tamar. Now nabidul tamar is, you have water, and in there you have dates, and they reach a certain level. Now this is one of the main khilaf between the ahnaf and the other imma, and reasons behind of this nabid, etc. But if you have nabidul tamar, you have water, and you have what? What do you have? Dates. Now, we seeing that nabidul tamar, what happens in this is that there's a hadith. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu ta'ala narrates that the Prophet then wudu from this, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But that's not in its original form. That's not ma'u mutlaq. There's certain change in the water, isn't it? The color has changed, the taste has changed, yet the Prophet then wudu on this. So why? So now, what we say, okay, what if it's nabidh? Nabidh means manbooth, meaning you put a fruit in that water and it kind of infuses. But we say, well, why was nabidh tamar permissible? We don't know. It's a hadith, so we just take it. But we don't understand the reason. So we're not going to say if you have nabidul banana, nabidul mango, you put mango in water, it infuses, it changes color, taste. We say, no, we can't do that. We don't understand the reason for this. We're just taking this because it's what is in the nas. We can't do qiyas upon this. Because we don't know the reason behind of this. You can't say, well, because you can't say the illah is what? A fruit mixing with water. So any fruit that mixes with water. But we don't know the illah. Because the illah is beyond our comprehension. Because this masla doesn't fit with the other rules. Do you understand? You got it? So therefore, water, wuzu, being permissible to wuzu with this will not be transferred over to anything else. Because of what? The asl is what? Khilafun lil-aql, khilafun lil-aql, khilafun lil-qiyas, ghayr ma'qul, beyond our comprehension. Do you understand? Okay? Because this itself is not, so because it's ghayr ma'qul, we can't comprehend the illah. Are you following? فلا يقاس, therefore لا يقاس على جواز التوضؤ بنبيذ التمر غيره من الأنبذة. So you will not do qiyas of other nabidh, غيره من الأنبذة, other nabidhs based upon the permissibility of doing what? Based upon the permissibility of doing wudu with nabidul tamar. Do you understand the masla? Yes? Acha. Why? لأن الحكم في الأصل لم يعقل معناه. Because the ruling of the asl is beyond comprehension, therefore فاستحال تعديته إلى الفرع. Therefore it's impossible to carry on the illah to the fara. Because we don't even understand the illah, the asl ourselves. No. الرابع, the fourth condition for qiyas, يكون القياس لإثبات حكم شرعي. The qiyas should be used for a حكم شرعي. لا لمعنى لغوي. It should not be for what? حكم لغوي. What should not be for? حكم لغوي. For example, look. We have al-khamru. What is khamr? Alcohol. Then we have what? Now, originally, khamr, the Arabs use khamr. Nay'un, again, this is one of the ikhtilaf between ahnaf and the other aimma. So, nay'un min ma'il inab. You have what? Just ma'ul inab, you have water, and you put grapes inside. And it becomes sakar, it becomes what? Intoxicating because of ghalayan wal ishtidad. It starts to do what? It starts to boil over and it becomes thick. That is khamar. Ma'ul inab becomes sakana mil ghayanani wal ishtidad. Lughatan, that's what? That's khamar. Now, munassaf, what's this word? From nisfun, munassaf. Munassaf is asir. With any other fruit, whether it's to do with dates, whether it's to do with corn, whatever. You get any other fruit, you put it inside, you let it ferment until half remains. Okay? Now, if you say that illa is mukhamara, what does khamrun mean? To cover, to khimar, a scarf, covering. Yes? So if you say, well, khamar loghatan, what does khamar mean? Loghatan. Mukhamaratul aql, to cover the aql. If you take the loghwi illa, because this is khimar. Khimar is used for what? Covering the aql. Yes? How do you istidlal via? The logha. Now because khamar means to cover the aql. So therefore, anything that does khamar of the aql, is munassaf. If you drink munassaf, is that the same ruling as the asal of the ma'ul inab? So you have the khamar, which means inab, meaning like proper grape wine and grape alcohol, fermented grapes becoming alcohol. Is that the same as the others? The qiyas should be yes, according to other schools. That what? Because the khimar means to cover something up. So munassaf, if you drink munassaf, is that the same ruling? Has the same ruling. We say no, we don't agree with this. So the ruling is what? Not only what's the ruling? Had and all the other. We say no, it's slightly different. And we're not saying it's permissible. That's separate masla. We're saying it's not the same. We're not going to say it has the same ruling as hudud, etc. Why? Because this is now, you're doing qiyas lughawi, not qiyas shari'i. Qiyas shari'i is taken at the illah. Okay? Using that same khamar is what? Mukhamar, made from mukhamatul aql. So therefore anything that overrides your intellect will cause you to become intoxication. This is qiyasun lughawi, not qiyasun shari'i. So qiyasun shari'i, so based on this, we will not say that if a person has munassaf, the same, you can have ta'adhir, you can have warning and punishment and imprisonment, but when I carry the same exact rule as khamar, it will be slightly different. فيه بحث طويل. But for now, let's understand this much for now, inshallah. Okay, this is illat al-lughawiyya. So, al-matbukhu al-munassafu khamrun. To say that anything which is matbukh until it becomes half, it has been cooked until half of it evaporates. This is also khamar, given the same exact ruling as khamar. Based on what illa? لأنه يخامر الأقل, because it covers up, overpowers the mind. This is not قياس لغوي. قلنا هذا قياس في معنى اللغة لا في حكم الشرع. It's not a شرعي قياس, it's a لغوي قياس. Understood? نعم. الخامس لا يكون الفرع منصوصا عليه. The فرع should not be what? منصوص عليه. This is similar to number one. لا يكون الفرع منصوصا عليه. If the فرع is already got nas, then we don't do what? We don't take it. For example, كفارة قتل الخطأ. كفارة قتل الخطأ. If a person commits manslaughter by mistake, he kills somebody by mistake, slip of a gun, car brakes failed, anything. What's the ruling? And kafara yameen, both are kafara. What's the illa? They're both uqubat. This is the compensation, a punishment. There's also punishment, recompense. So because now they both share the same illa, they're both uqubat. What are they both? Uqubat. So therefore, in here, what's the ruling regarding kafara of qatl al-khata'? وَمَنْ قَتَلَ مُؤْمِنًا خَطَأً فَتَحْرِيرُ رَقَبَةٍ مُؤْمِنَةٍ. What is it? رَقَبَةٍ مُؤْمِنَةٍ. Yes? We can say, well, obviously, therefore, if in here you have to have iman in the raqabah, in this one, you should also have to have what? In that one? Iman as well. We say no. The fara' is what? The maqis alayhi is already what? Mansoos, is already a nas. What's a nas? أو كسوة أو تحرير رقبة. There's no iman in there. So again, this can add up to two things. Same as number one and number three. What's number one? Mukhabatul nas. Similar to that, isn't it? And number two, you take the mutlaq to the muqayyad. So it kind of overlaps. You have overlapping a few places as well. Don't worry about it, a bit of overlap. Okay? So, كقوله, if somebody says, إعتاق الرقبة الكافرة في كفارة اليمين والظهار لا يجوز. it is not permissible to free a disbelieving slave in the kafara of yameen and kafara of zihar. Just as not permissible in qatl khata. In qatl khata, in qatlul khata'i, you must have a raqabatin mu'mina. So therefore in yameen and zihar, you must also have it. Why? Because they both have the illa of uquba. We say, no, هذا قياس في فروع منصوص. Is it منصوص or منصوصة? No, yeah, correct. في فروع منصوص عليها. The مؤنث comes in a ضمير, not in اسم المفعول. في فروع منصوص عليها فلا يجوز. فهمت؟ نعم. So those are the conditions of qiyas. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So now we have شروط القياس. What do we have? شروط القياس. So in شروط القياس we have شرط الأصل, number one. Like, what are the shurut of the asl? Like the maqis alayh. So one qiyas we have what? That the asl should not be what? غير معقول. That was one of them. The shurut of the illa is what? The illa should not be lughawi. It should be shar'i. The fara', it should not be mansus alayh. That's three of them. And you have two others, it could fit in different places. We keep a shart on, a general thing. The whole qiyas basically. The whole qiyas should not go against a nas. And number two, the whole qiyas should not change another nas. So you could somebody might argue this could go under the fara' or the asl. But we had the three general illa the asl, the shart of the illa, shart of the asl, shart of the asl, shart of the asl, shart of the illa, shart of the fara', and then two shart that apply to the whole qiyas. Understood? Any question regarding that? Okay, let's stop here. Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.